Hi everybody, Pushing 50 Basketball here. So today is July the 1st, 2025. We are looking at the NBA free agency day 1 and day 2. I'm gonna make a quick run through all the teams that made some moves, and I'm trying to see what is going on and to kind of give my comments about the trades and to see, does it really help any team, or does it make them competitive, or things will just stay the same. So we'll try to talk mostly about the teams that actually are competing, so they're actually trying to maybe be in a conversation for the championship, and to make this video somewhat reasonable in length, I will maybe just run through other teams that I don't think have the same ambitions. So alphabetically, let's start with Atlanta Hawks. So they added Nickel Alexander-Walker, Luke Kennard, Kristaps Porzingis, departures, Clint Capella, Caris LeVert, George Niang, and Terrence Mann. Okay, it's a pretty decent shakeup. The guys they are bringing are good players. Luke Kennard is a good shooter, backup guard. Kristaps Porzingis, you never know with injuries when he is concerned, but he can provide you a lot. And Nickel Alexander-Walker as well. What seems to be the problem here? I would say that would be Trae Young, and I'm sorry to say that to Atlanta Hawks fans, because I don't think he should be a centerpiece of any franchise. He is a good offensive player. I don't have any hate against him. He can do a lot of things offensively with a somewhat questionable shooting percentage, but defensively he's very limited. He's small guard, he is very light, and I'm kind of disappointed by Trae because he never really developed his game into something more. I think he could have been basically new Steph Curry if he wanted to. Like, if you all remember Steph Curry from early seasons, he was a skinny guard. Steph is now very strong. Steph has complete game, to me at least, and Steph won 4 championships. So I think Atlanta should reconsider maybe moving away from building based solo on Trae Young and figure out something else. Boston Celtics, or should I call them garage sale Celtics? So no resigning, additions George Niang, Luka Garza, and Anthony Simons, which is kind of an interesting player. I don't know what to think about him. I think he has a talent, but something hasn't been working well for him so far. Anyway, departures: Drew Holiday, Luke Cornet, and Kristaps Porzingis. They are still sticking to Jason Tatum, hoping that once the injury is gone, he can be the same Jason. I don't know. We'll see about it. He's still young, and they are still keeping Jaylen Brown. Tough to say about this unfortunate franchise, because yeah, they are a winning ball club. That's true. But they also changed the ownership, so I don't know what is the deal with the new owner, what is the actual goal they have. They all say they want to win champions, they're gonna do great things, but not all of them are actually capable of doing that. So, sorry, Boston. Milwaukee Bucks re-signing Kevin Porter Jr., Bobby Portis, Taurean Prince, Gary Trent Jr., Miles Steiner, Gary Harris. Additions: Damian Lillard waived, and Brook Lopez departs in free agency. Okay, so when I'm looking at Milwaukee Bucks, to me they're like a dysfunctional family. They kind of sticking together even though not everything is going well. Starting from, let's say, from the superstar Giannis, who is playing a double game. I want to stay, I'm not staying, I'm gonna stay, I'm not going to stay, I'm not sure, and this and that, which puts everybody in a stupid position. Just make up your mind and say it. That would be number 1. Number 2, I know that sometimes when you are in free agents, you gotta do something fast, because no one is waiting for you, but you decided to re-sign 4 players that didn't bring much to you. Like, I'm not judging all these players just based on how they played in the last series, in the playoff, but these guys are not gonna help you. Maybe Bobby Portis can sometimes play a good game or something. These guys are not going to help you. Now you wait Dame. I don't know the financials about that, but I kind of think that they got rid of the money he was owed, and then they added Miles Turner. So what is the idea now? So you let Brook Lopez go? Okay, he's older, fine. Miles is younger, better. It just I don't understand. I mean, maybe they are kind of playing the game. Let's have this team on, even if Giannis left, we can kind of still compete to a degree. But yeah, that doesn't work. You cannot sit at both chairs at the same time. Cleveland Cavaliers. So they re-signed Sam Merrill, added Lonzo Ball, and departures Ty Jerome and Isaac Okoro. Okay, so not a lot splash. I like Lonzo Ball, or at least I used to like what Lonzo Ball was. I wish someone can tell me what is the current status of his knees, because if they are working, Lonzo is working. If not, I don't know what he can bring right now. Ty Jerome, also, what a roller coaster story, huh? He had a great season, wow games, and then the playoff came, and then you realize physically, athletically, he's just not able to compete on that level. And as someone who is, as I said, pushing 50, I know how sad you look on a court when your athleticism is slowly going away. So I don't know. If Cleveland wants to do something, I think they should address Jared Allen problem. Jared Allen is solid, big, not mentally strong enough to compete for a championship, and I think maybe he should be moved at some point in the next season. LA Clippers. So they re-signed Nick Batum and James Harden and added Brook Lopez. Now, in the spirit of this channel that is pushing 50, I kind of think most of these guys can almost be at the same category as my own age, so I don't get a long-term plan. Yes, they played nice. Yes, they have a good and deep team, but yet again, they failed. They have been failing year after year after year, and sure, they have a great coach, and I love Ty Lue and everything, but not sure what is the vision over here. And now you're adding Brook Lopez. So what is the plan? To play with 2 centers, or is he gonna be a backup center? I don't know. I would say again, this is not the year, and mostly because your playmaker is James Harden, who is a regular season provider, but not in a playoff. So I guess status quo, Clippers. The Denver Nuggets. Okay, so far what they have done in this off-season, it's pretty good looking. They brought back Bruce Brown. We don't know what is the actual level of his game right now, because time flies and maybe he's not the same player, but definitely he has a lot of familiarity with the group or some members of the group in Denver, and he's proven to kind of be a good contributor. Cam Johnson, a lot of talent. I really want to see what he can bring. He's a good shooter, he's a disciplined guy, reasonable guy, more versatile, I would say, with higher IQ than MPJ, but I want to see him in more defensive roles in Denver. Also, Jonas Valanciunas, finally, seems like Denver is finally bringing someone who can actually rest Nikola Jokic for a while, so Jokic doesn't have to play 35 to 40 minutes. And Jonas is a pretty good player. He can shoot, he is strong, he has a good post game, so I see that as a really valuable addition. I wish if they could re-sign Russell Westbrook. I know Russell is very controversial and a lot of people don't like him, but I think the 2025 Russell Westbrook is a good sign if he's one of the bench options. If he's your only option and you depend on him to provide you some, I don't know, 20 minutes of quality game, you're gambling a lot. You never know what you're getting. But if you have him on the roster and he is having a bad game, you bring him in, bring him out, and then fine, you can put in someone who is actually playing better. So I would resign him if he is willing to resign as well. And I think it's time to trade Zignac. Like, he's been in the league for a lot of time, I would say a couple of years, and physically he's very gifted, but for some reason he never provides enough and he is not consistent. So I think it's time to just get rid of his contract and figure out something else. In general, good moves by Denver. Detroit Pistons. So they re-signed Paul Reed and added Caris LeVert while gave away Dennis Schroeder. What is the plan over here? I guess the plan is to keep working on your young players. So you are banking on further development of Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren, which might as well happen, but I don't think next year is their year. And I think they need a really good veteran to support this. In general, that is in the right path, but this is still not it, at least not for the next season. Memphis Grizzlies. So, re-signing Santi Aldama, Jaren Jackson Jr., Cam Spencer, additions Cole Anthony, KCP, Ty Jerome, and departures Desmond Bain, Luke Kennard. Okay, so when they traded Bain, I was thinking like finally they are doing something major, because it looked like they are really about to reshuffle everything. What I'm looking right now over here is kind of more of a same. Fine, you should resign definitely Jaren Jackson Jr. He's reliable player, good player, not a top like I wouldn't like to have him as a first option, but he's a good player. Santi Aldama is also fine, additions are fine, Cole Anthony, KCP, Ty Jerome, but nothing over here screams to me like, oh wow, we are now much better team, because they are still not addressing the elephant in the room, which is Ja Morant. Me personally, I would strongly advise you to kind of move on from him. And I know the appeal, from marketing standpoint of view, kids like them. He sells jerseys, tickets, highlights, all of that. As a player, he's a really good player, but he's not a great player. Plus, very fragile, gets injured a lot, doesn't have a shot, tries on a defense, but when you're a small guard, you're a small guard, so there is a limitation to how hard you can try. And every once in a while he creates issues outside of the court, so I don't know. I would strongly advise Memphis Grizzlies to reconsider the whole strategy. Houston Rockets. Now, if I ever seen an arms race, this would be it. Re-signing Steven Adams, Aaron Holiday, Jeff Green, Jabari Smith Jr., Jason Tate, Van Vliet, additions Clint Capella, Kevin Durant, Dorian Finney-Smith, and only left behind are Dillon Brooks and Jalen Green. Okay. This is, honestly, I'm not a fan of Rockets, though I like them as a basketball club, and this is exciting for me even as a non-fan. So they covered the bases. They kept what they had. It doesn't say over here, but I assume that two other players that are really important, Şengün and Amin Thompson, are still staying in the club. And then they got rid of low IQ Jalen Green, and I'm kind of sad that Dillon Brooks is going. I like Dillon Brooks. Like he's a good player to have on your team. I like Dillon. Uh, this might actually work. This team could actually work very deep in most positions, except possibly a playmaker position, because Fred VanVleet is a championship guard, but he is prone to injuries. And we've seen with a couple of teams, for example Phoenix in last year, when you don't have a guard, all the rest of the talent is pretty much useless. But this team is up and coming, and I hope the chemistry is fine. I hope they can all work together, and this is a really good team. Indiana Pacers, the most exciting and yet most disappointing team. In the end of the day, they pushed themselves to the game 7 and lost, and now I'm looking what's going on. Indiana Pacers, they had no re-signings, no additions, but they allowed Miles Turner to just go to the Bucks. And I get it. It is a very difficult situation with the injury of Tyrese Halliburton. Yes, he's not playing next year, but you had a good team. Even without Holly, that was a really good team. So I don't know what is the idea right now. I know that Miles Turner I listened to his interviews from years ago, and he was basically valuing himself more than he was being paid. And he's a good player, there is no question. He's a good contributor, but he's not a superstar. You are not the guy who is going to take a ball club and take them to the finish line. Why he left, I don't know. Probably money. I have no idea. Probably money, which means that now who is stepping in? Maybe they have a backup plan. I don't know. Miles is a good player, while Tyrese, yeah, he's not here. So I feel sorry for this ball club, honestly. Maybe thinking about substitute guard wouldn't be such a bad idea. A lot of the guards are off the market right now, but yeah, really sad. Sorry, Indiana. New York Knicks re-signing, nothing additions, Yabusele departures, nothing. Okay. What I love about New York Knicks is that they are always one win away from winning a championship. At least in their own heads. In the reality, hell no. But in their own heads, they believe it hard. Like one win, doesn't matter what the situation is. Like they can be like getting out of the 70 games losing streak, then win one game. We are champions tomorrow. The virtue of patience and long-term planning, I guess, is a little bit problematic for both fans and the franchise. This is a decent team. Yabusele is a fine player. He's not moving the needle. And I don't know how much energy Jalen Brunson has in his tank, but he cannot carry you for forever, okay? So, I don't know. Maybe play a couple of months next season and see what's going on and start shuffling. Philadelphia 76ers re-signing Justin Edwards, addition Trenton Watford, departures Yabusele. What can I say? Now would be the perfect timing to edit into a video like a funeral music in the background, because this team is just I cannot even say it, like kilometers and miles and hours and light years away from being a serious team. And they should also rethink their position on Joel Embiid. The experiment has been running for 10 years is not working, and yeah, sometimes you fall in love with someone who can be such a great player at one point, but then on the other side of the coin, injuries and flakiness and no shows in playoffs. Maybe it's time to just let him go. And I feel sorry for Tyrese Maxey. Like I really feel sorry. He's a great dude. He's a positive guy. He's always smiling. I hope he keeps that smile for a couple of more seasons, like before he goes into a mental health clinic and playing for the 76ers. Sorry guys, I don't hate the Sixers. It's just like the situation is like that. Los Angeles Lakers, or Hollywood reality show Lakers. No resigning, additions Jake LaRavia, departures Dorian Finney-Smith. Okay. So this is probably the only season I remember that I didn't see so many YouTube videos that all the YouTubers are posting like everybody's coming to the Lakers, everybody's signing for the Lakers, blah blah blah. And I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for keeping me sane. Thank you so much. I guess you the fans or you the YouTubers finally got tired of your own BS. Everybody's waiting for DeAndre Ayton to sign. He's okay player with a questionable drive to play, but if you don't have anything better than that, just get him. You need a big. And Mr. LeBron James, yes, you are one of the best players in the history of this game. Dude, you are 40, okay? Stop hedging, okay? Stop hedging and playing all these negotiation games with the team. Let the kids play or sign for other clubs. Do whatever you want. Just please don't make it about yourself. Let the look run the show. And I don't know. I wish that new ownership of Lakers can kind of change their mentality. I'm not sure if it's possible, but I wish if Lakers can be more like Oklahoma City when they're like, okay, this is where we are right now. We cannot win next season, but let's have a long-term strategy. That's what I want to see. I promise I'll love you more if you do that, okay? Orlando Magic, so no resigning, additions Desmond Bain, Tyus Jones, departures Cole Anthony, KCP and Gary Harris. To me, this is a healthy way to build your team. To me, these are really good moves. So you added Tyus Jones, which is a decent playmaker. The 1 year he plays great for Memphis, then the next year he has a bad season with Phoenix, but I think he's a good player. Combined with Jalen Suggs, so you have a defensive guard, you have an offensive guard, cool. Then Desmond Bain, which is a combo guard as well. Good addition. And then you have the rest of the team that is on a developing trajectory. So you have Banchero, to whom I really hope he at least can add 5% to his three-point shot. Other than that, he's a really good player, obviously up and coming star. Franz Wagner as well. I don't know what's going on with Mo Wagner. Is he recovering well? But this team has a strong defense, and they tweaked a little bit here or there. All the positions are decently covered. They're not a super team, but I see a lot of talent in this team. Orlando, great job so far. Miami Heat. Okay, so no resigning, additions Davion Mitchell, and no departures. So basically the same roster that barely made it to the playoff and then got annihilated by flaky Cleveland Cavaliers. So I think that at this point, with all due respect to Miami culture and Heat culture and all of that, maybe it's time to go through a cleansing procedure. You know, like when you're taking those drinks to cleanse your, intestines. Maybe it's time to consider asking Petra to leave and start something new, because they cannot sign big names. The guys that they have are not playing that well. So more misses than hits, Miami is now reduced to what? If I'm watching Miami Heat, what am I watching? A shoot around with Tyler Hero and occasional, bursts of Andrew Wiggins and Bam Adebayo. I wish they can let Nikola Jovic play a little bit more freely. I hope they can give him more touches so he can show what he is capable of. At the same time, I hope he is really working on his game. Nikola, uradi to, brate. But no, Miami, no, not this year. You're not in contention for anything. So, San Antonio Spurs, no resigning, addition Luke Cornett, 4-year deal, and no departures. Okay, so let me think. Luke Cornett is a good center without a shot, outside shot, but reliable guy, so I don't mind him signing. But what is the idea? So you have Wemby and now Luke. I guess they're trying to have the tallest roster ever in the NBA. But they do have a couple of really good guards, starting from De'Aaron Fox and Castle and all these guys. But actually, I think the best thing for them right now is that they have Chris Paul. Now, I know that Chris Paul is sometimes making people feel things about him and the way he acts on the court, but he's the perfect situation, perfect guard for this situation. Sorry. So it's good. He developed SGA a lot, helped develop SGA a lot. And I think he can set these young guys straight. Actually, I shouldn't say set them straight. They're all Gen Alpha, so I need to be mindful of their feelings, which I'm gonna do, so he can guide him into their developing path. But the talent is there. And lastly, Wemby, my friend, you're not supposed to shoot 10 3-pointers in a game. I get that you feel that you can shoot them, but to me, he's going through a little bit of growing pains of Kristaps Porzingis. Like, look at me, I want to shoot. Dude, you're a tall guy. You need to selectively shoot 3-pointers, which means don't shoot them like every goddamn time. Shoot them when it's the right moment, when it makes sense, when it's going well for you. I don't know, I hope you are studying the game of Nikola Jokic, who sometimes shoots 7 times and other times in other games he's only shooting 1 or 2 3-points, because he reads the defense and do not force things when it's not the right time to do it. But Wemby is a smart guy, I believe in him, and yeah, San Antonio is on up and up. How up they can get in this season, I have no idea. We'll see. Phoenix Suns. Okay, re-signing Colin Gillespie, additions Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, Nigel Hayes Davis, Mark Williams. Departures KD, Tyus Jones, Cody Martin, Vasilije Micic i Mason Plumlee. Okay. So Phoenix Suns should be called smartest billionaire Suns. Let's start with him first. So I get that you bought a club. I get that you're successful in whatever businesses you're running. I'm not familiar, gotta say that, but like, kudos to you. That doesn't mean you're smart in a basketball business. You gotta let yourself learn the process. And I think he has, because what they are doing right now, they are obviously trying to dig themselves out of the hole at the expense of Devin Booker. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, just play some basketball, enjoy some sun, right? And yeah, hope for the 2027 and 2028 to be a better year for you. Toronto Raptors. I gotta start laughing right now, this moment. So I live in Toronto. I'm a Serbian Canadian. Okay, if this isn't the textbook Toronto, I don't know what it is. Look at it. Resigning, non-applicable. Additions, non-applicable. Departures, non-applicable. The goddamn club is non-applicable. I don't know what the plan is. Yes, you have young talent. Yes, I've been hearing this story for a long time. That year with Kawhi Leonard, I don't know what happened. It's like, you know, when you have like an eruption of volcano once every 300 years, and that's how I feel about Toronto Raptors. I cannot take them serious. Sorry, Canadians. Sorry. Golden State Warriors. So no resigning, no additions. They only left Kevon Looney go. To me, this, again, it is the first day of free agency. Something can happen further on. But to me, it seems like they are slowly kind of going toward the, they're riding into the sunset. I don't know. It's tough for teams when you have those superstars like Steph Curry, and he's aging, his game is still at a high level, but he's also declining, like it or not. Other times does that to all of us. But I don't see what they can do in this situation. I guess they will run it back. We'll see. It's a day one, but no, they're not gonna be a championship team. Washington Wizards. Okay, I just put them in for laughs. I think that's their main goal in this league, to make you feel entertained. They should change the name into Washington Purgatory, because what they're doing, they always have players that are in purgatory, so their careers are kind of either half dying or half developing depending on the age. They have CJ McCollum, Dillon Jones, Kelly Olynyk, so I would say these are the half-dying careers. And they got rid of Sadiq Bey, Anthony Gill, and Jordan Poole. Oh, Jordan Poole. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know what's the point of this club, but I guess someone in Washington is still paying their tickets. Good for them. Minnesota Timberwolves re-signing Joe Ingles, Julius Randle, Naz Reid. Departures: Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Luka Garza. Okay. So Minnesota is one of those franchises that I kind of like them but feel sorry for them. Usually, historically, they don't have success. It's been going okay lately, but not, honestly, not like you can see the limitations of that team. They remind me of kind of like, imagine you have a project and you are digging a tunnel thinking you are going the right way, and then middle way to that tunnel you realize, oops, we should have gone west, but we kind of are going more to the northeast. And then, like, what are we supposed to do right now? We spend so much money and time and energy, we cannot go back, but we are still going in the wrong direction. I don't know. Keep Ant, keep him happy, keep developing his game, he's gonna be fine. Okay. Julius Randle, he actually had a pretty solid post-season, so I guess he can say, hey, I'm not a playoff bust anymore, which is true. He's not a superstar, so no, he's not bringing you a championship. Naz Reid is fine. I don't know what's going on right now. He's not a good fit with Julius Randle, but that's inner stuff with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who can you bring in to get better? I don't know. And can you trade Rudy Gobert? But it's actually Gobert. I don't know. Maybe it's time to get rid of him. Like, I don't know. How should I describe Rudy Gobert? Someone is giving you a gold plate with one hand and then shooting you in the foot with another hand. And there is always that yin and yang thing with Rudy Gobert, and I think this is his limit. And I'm afraid it might be the limit for the Minnesota Timberwolves as well. But keep Chris Finch, okay? Keep him, and yeah, don't fire him. He's a solid coach. And lastly, the honorable mentions, or should I say dishonorable mentions, teams that are just existing in the league. They are there to just fill the gaps, so we can call this an NBA league. We should actually call these teams placeholders, like Washington placeholders or Charlotte placeholders, because this is realistically what they do. I feel sorry for the fans of these teams, because they sometimes do get talent, they get draft picks, but they never really turn it into anything valuable. I can include that in that whole conversation Dallas Mavericks as well. I'm glad you guys got Cooper Flag, So now you have a couple of years to develop him into a great player, so you can later trade him to Lakers or something like that. But yeah, I am rubbing a salt into your wound. I'm sorry, but I like Dallas, and I was hoping you can be competitive for years to come. So anyway, I'm not gonna name these teams, but they are noticeably missing in this whole rundown. Okay. And that's it for now. I hope you guys like the analysis, like the humor. Please tell me in the comments if you disagree with something or you agree, or maybe I missed something. Just please let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. You can also bookmark this video for the next year so we can have a laugh in the future. Also tell me if you would be interested in me doing a little bit of individual analysis of individual players in each team, or maybe kind of say some things about some of them that I think they can improve in certain aspects of their game or their mentality or whatever. Anyways, if you like the video, share, like, subscribe, and talk to you soon.